Hi everybody, Dan Illman here at the Daily Racing Form News and Handicapping Desk, taking a look at a special wager on Saturday. It's the Keeneland Woodbine All-Turf Pick 4, a really nice sequence featuring 3 Grade 1 stakes races. And we begin with the Grade 1. Race number 9 at Keeneland's at 1 1/8 on the turf. It has an approximate post time of 5:30 Eastern, and it's the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup Stakes. Now, my stakes preview with Mike Beer is already up on DRF.com. We extensively cover each horse in the race. From a Pick 4 perspective, however, I'm going to go with the number 8 Rushing Fall as a single, and I know I'm not the only one. I think a lot of folks are going to use this odds-on favorite as a single, and really she ticks all the boxes. She's probably the most talented horse in the race. She is 2 for 2 at Keeneland. She handles any kind of ground, and according to the Timeform US pace projector, a lovely trip is in order, where she will either be controlling the pace up front or she will be sitting just off. She also handles the distance just fine and is in the very, very competent hands of Chad Brown. I wish I could go for more of a price to kick off this Pick 4, but by using Rushing Fall, I can spread a little bit later. If Rushing Fall comes through, we move to Woodbine for race number 9, the Grade 1 Pattison Canadian International. It is your Saturday DRF Bets race of the day, as well as your Woodbine Play of the day. You can access free formulator past performances for the International on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com, and you can also access my preview with Jeff Bratt from Woodbine, where we talk about every horse in great detail in the International. So from a Pick 4 standpoint in the International, I'm going to use 3 horses. I'm going to use the 6 Spring Quality, a horse that just didn't like soft turf in the most recent race, and I'm simply drawing a line through it. He is too consistent to throw in a dud like that without a reason. And because Graham Motion's wheeling this horse back on short notice, it makes me think there wasn't any physical problems coming out of the race. He just hated the ground. Give him a little bit more firm turf. I think Spring Quality will come with his usual good, solid, hard-hitting performance. He's a Grade 1 winner already this year, and he could easily win a race like the International. I'm also going to use the 10 Desert Encounter, European Invader, coming off a group placing. He is a group winner on the way back, and he's getting Lasix for the first time in his North American debut. He's just a real solid runner that appreciates this 1.5-mile distance, and if the pace is solid, I think he'll come with a good run at a decent price. Focus Group steps up in class for trainer Chad Brown, but this horse has been a revelation since being stretched out in distance. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts, and his win in the John's Call last time out was electric. He was last turning into the stretch, and in the final quarter of a mile, he passed 8 horses to get up in the shadow of the wire. He just kicks like a mule in the stretch. He's going to need some pace. He's going to have to do it against better horses, and he has a lousy post position. But Jose Ortiz is just going to break, get to the inside, hope the pace is solid, and hope that this horse can replicate his stretch kick from the most recent starts, because this horse has some ability. He's 10 to 1 on the morning line. The 2 Thundering Blues, your morning line favorite. Won't be surprised if he wins. He just won't have my money. He's gotten really good in his last 3 races. I want to see him do it again, though. This horse was 50 to 1 in a Group 1 2 starts back. He ran really well. Last time out, he was 2 to 5 against overmatched competition. This class level, somewhere in the middle, but I don't want to play him at a relatively short price, even in the pick. Race number 10 at Keeneland is a tough one. It is a non-winners of 3 other than allowance race at 1 1/16 on the turf, and really you're going to have to keep an eye out for scratches, because if the 13 Last Promise Kept, the first horse on the also eligible list, breaks into the body of this race, you have to use this horse. 3 to 1 on the morning line, coming off a stakes placing at Kentucky Downs with a 92 buyer speed figure. I realize that if she breaks in, she'll have a tough outside post position, but she just fits this race like a glove. But since she's not in the race, we'll talk about horses that I would use at better prices. Let's talk a little bit about the number 3 Dynatail. And this horse won the Penn Oaks back in 2017, has not won since. Getting a little bit of class relief. Raced at Saratoga last time out. Took on a horse named My Impression, who finished 3rd. That horse came back to run 3rd in a stake at Laurel with an 81 buyer. Dynatail has speed. There is speed in this race, but I also think that she can sit. And I think this inside post is helpful. She switches to Javier Castellano. I want to use the number 8 as well. That is Vagabond Princess. And Vagabond Princess is a bit dirtied up in form. Her most recent start, she was 88 to 1 for a reason in the John C. Mabee Stakes. weeks. Not only was she completely overmatched against the likes of Vasilica, Fahanmura, Cambodia, Grade 1 types, but she was making her first start since April in that race, and she was also 4 wide around both turns. She simply had no chance. Her start 2 starts back at Keeneland was on the dirt, and she can't stand up on the dirt. Draw a line through that race as well. Her form over the fairgrounds over the winter was good. She earned a 93 Beyer 4 back, an 89 Beyer, and a good effort 3 back, and in that 89 Beyer effort she finished out of 3 next out winners. Vagabond Princess also has won at Keeneland. I like a horse for course in this situation over this turf course, and she doesn't need the lead to win. She has shown the ability to rate in her previous starts, and I think she is going to improve in her second start of the form cycle. The 10 Smart Emma is another speed. Very game last time out at Ellis Park. The runner-up passed her in the stretch. Looked like she was on her way to victory. Smart Emma roared right back to win. Might have to deal with a difficult pace situation with Dynatail and a couple of others in here, but she has gotten in good form for trainer Dan Pites, and this well-bred horse might finally be fulfilling her potential. For me, it's 3, 8, and 10 in the pick. If the 13 gets in, I am using the 13 as well. Race number 10, the E.P. Taylor, is the anchor leg of the Keeneland Woodbine All-Turf Pick 4. Mike Beer's preview. I'm along, well, with Mike on the preview. Extensive horse-by-horse coverage of that race, so again, we're only going to take this from a pick 4 standpoint. 3-4-7 for me. Polara won a Group 3 last time out. Now is in with Chad Brown, Lasix on. Very lightly raced, ton of upside potential. Like the way she overcame trouble to beat a next out group winner in that race. Sheikha Reka stretched out successfully for the first time, and while she has yet to race in graded or group company, I think the distance is what she's been waiting for her entire career. And Starship Jubilee, the sharp local horse, has the home court advantage. Good effort last time out from off the pace. I think she can control this pace. There's not a lot of pace in this race. With all these Europeans here, I think Luis Contreras has to get aggressive. I think he can control it with Starship Jubilee, and if they leave her alone, she might be able to take them gate to wire. To recap, in the Keeneland Woodbine All-Turf Pick 4, I'm going to single rushing fall along with a lot of folks in the Queen Elizabeth II. In the E.P. Taylor, I'm going to use the 6, the 10, and the 11. In the Canadian International, I'm going to use the 6, the 10, and the 11. Race 10 at Keeneland, the 3, the 8, the 10, and the 13, if the 13 breaks into the race. And in the E.P. Taylor, 3, 4, and 7. It's a mouthful, I know. Keeneland Woodbine All-Turf Pick 4 should be a fun wager. Now let's just hope Mother Nature cooperates.